guys, welcome back. Day number 2. I'm gonna let you catch up here with Ed in a second. He's gonna explain a lot of what we've done out here. He's just so much more articulate than myself. We're making good progress. We ran into some problems with groundwater, and that's typical for Florida, and trying to create as deep a pond as possible for customers, so we always end up hitting the water table and have to deal with it. So we've done a lot of drainage stuff to the pond, which has slowed us down. We should have already probably had a bunch of rock set by now. It's fine. We got plenty of guys out here. We're gonna make up for it. But you got Michael in the background with Nick over there. They're working on the drainage system, so we had to do a relief. There's basically a huge drain underneath this pond that's relieving it out to the side. And stay tuned, guys. We actually are we're trying to work it out. So I believe the whole Aquascape crew are leaving around 4 o'clock on Friday. So we are pretty time constrained, but we are gonna try to get over to the zoo before they leave. Number 1, we gotta strategize for the third event coming up. And number 2, it'd just be cool to walk around and get the sight and sound of how this place works from John himself.
We got the Earthworks pond crew, we got the Aquascape pond crew out here as well with us. They're slamming and jamming on the intake bay right now. And I am working on where we're gonna have a relief port for our underground drainage textile or drainage tiles. We got 4-inch drain pipe with gravel all through. It's essentially a French drain under the pond. So at 3.5 foot, we ran into groundwater, and this pond, when it's all said and done, is going to be about 4.5 feet deep. So it was quite the challenge this morning getting that drain system in underneath everything. And of course, you can't tell now by the look of things because we have our liner in place and we have our underlayment in place. 2 layers of it, one directly on top of the gravel, dirt, drain pipes, then our liner, then a whole nother layer of underlayment. Super important with these rec ponds and anything where you're gonna be setting massive, ton and a half boulders down on that liner, that you're going through the proper procedures on install. And it's really not a costly material to begin with. It's about 40 cents a square foot, so it's well worth it in the end, to protect the investment that you got going on in your yard. So we're working on the intake bay now. I'm on the drain system, and what this spot is going to do in the future and actually present as we're working on the rest of this pond, is it's going to alleviate a lot of the groundwater issues that we're having, which tends to show itself in the form of a big bubble in the liner, because it's all this water pushing up from the ground. So as we're working, and definitely if we need to come out here and do a pond clean out in the future, when we drain the pond down, all that pressure is going to be gone. So there's a pressure that holds all that water at bay in the dirt when it's full, and when you empty it, it all comes to the surface. So what we'll be able to do is stick one of our clean out pumps down here in this hole that I'm digging, so we can constantly be pumping out the groundwater that's trying to rise up. So we're going to divert it whenever we have to come back out here and drain this thing. Hey Jackson, that transit set to where the bottom of this hole needs to be, if you want to get on it, I'm going to probably end up taking another 4 scoops out of here, then it's going to be close. And then we can come in here with our shovels and just shave down that side. We're going to be fitting that big black pipe that we brought. We're going to cut that and set it down in there.
I don't know what that goes to.
Yeah, that's going to be down in the hole.
Hey, good morning everybody. Ed the Pond Professor here. I'm coming to you from St. Augustine, Florida, back with our buddies over at Earthworks, which is always a phenomenal project. I know we always have some great stuff going on, and today we have an incredible project. We started up yesterday, we did the main excavation, and I knew it was gonna happen. We all knew it was gonna happen. Once we start going down 4.5 to 5 feet deep, we're gonna hit groundwater. It's exactly what we hit. Let's take a walk down here in the bottom. So what we have, once we got down here in the bottom, we started getting all that groundwater building up. So we had to come in with a drainage system. So we have a drainage pipe that we recess down into the bottom. I could feel all that water starting to build up. We over excavated everything. We put down our layer of geotextile fabric. We came in with a clear number 57 stone. So that's a clear rock, no fines, compacts really well for us. Reason we did that, we're gonna build some structural walls actually on top of the liner. So we needed a good base to work with. Once we had that base material in, we came over the top of that with another layer of the geotextile to help increase the load bearing capacity. On top of that, we have our rubber membrane. This is our EPDM rubber. This is a staple in the water feature industry. It's gonna last for 20 plus years. It's actually guaranteed for 20 years. Main thing that's gonna destroy it is gonna be UV radiation. So by covering it up with another layer of that fabric, we're taking that out of the equation. So we have another layer of fabric on top, so we sandwiched all that stuff in between. Really good solid structure to work with. We're gonna start off by building our walls in between. We have that drain pipe coming out. And what I love about this, the whole concept of a recreational pond is to engage people with water the way nature intended. So we're not talking about a chlorinated system. We're talking about living water. Down here in Florida, incredible climate, beautiful area. We want to create a living, breathing ecosystem into itself. The reason we're doing that is because the homeowner, they are going to have all types of unique reptiles living inside of it. They're also looking for that same experience. They don't want chlorinated water. They want to immerse themselves into a spring-like atmosphere. So coming in here with natural filtration, covering every square inch with rock and gravel, having a large wetland filter over here, all that stuff is going to come into play. But let me show you what we also finished here before we take off. So we have that drain going in on one side. This massive system over here, this is what we call our intake bay. This is using our aquablock system. So we have 16 of the large aquablocks in here. So we actually have 500 gallons of storage. The reason we have 500 gallons of storage is we're moving 500 gallons a minute. So I want to have 1 minute's worth of water inside the aquablocks. This is going to give us the necessary pre-filtration going to the pumps. So we're going to have some pump systems coming inside of here. We'll have a suction line going out of this unit, connecting up to those 2 3-inch pipes. That's going to distribute the water strategically throughout the entire water feature. The wetland filter, the underwater jets, the large waterfall, all these different things work symbiotically together to give us the desired water quality.